There's something inspirational about animals, and it's no surprise that many different crystals are named after some of the most powerful animals in the world. Think about tiger's eye, falcon's eye, and even dragonstone. But today we're going to be looking at a stone that gets its name from an animal that deserves respect not because of its power, but more because of its beauty and its spiritual significance. Welcome to this Crystal Connections video. I'm Adam Barralet, and today we're going to be exploring Peacock Ore, this beautiful crystal that you get these beautiful shimmering translucent purples and blues, indigos and bits of gold as well. It's no wonder that it's been given the name Peacock Ore. However, if we were to ask a geologist, they wouldn't refer to it as Peacock Ore, it would be referred to as Bornite. Now sometimes another crystal known as chalcopyrite is also called Peacock Ore, but that has totally different properties, and we'll have to cover that at a later date. Today we're looking at Bornite, or this Peacock Ore, which in the past they believed that it was actually the result of alchemical experiments trying to turn other metals into gold, and it didn't quite go gold, but it went all these beautiful colors as well. That's not quite true, but it is still an amazing crystal, and that's what we're going to explore in this video. One thing I have noticed when everyone talks about Peacock Ore, probably because of its beautiful colors, they associate it with joy and optimism and helping to up-level how we feel about life. So much so that some people have even found that Peacock Ore has helped them get through really serious illnesses. So let's dive in and explore both the magic today of the peacock and Peacock Ore. Peacock Ore is definitely something that helps us to open up the mind. If you're struggling with difficult concepts or you've got to make a decision, this is going to be a great crystal to either meditate with, or if you find your work to be quite challenging and quite mentally fatiguing, a great one to just place on your desk. Not only that, but if you tend to have a reputation or find that you're a bit narrow-minded and want to open up your mind to different concepts, this is a really great one at helping you to see beyond your own beliefs, to understand others' concepts, to take on other people's ideas and so on. Now, when we look at the peacock has all those beautiful feathers on it, and each one of them has an eye. And thus the peacock is associated with strong intuition or seeing absolutely everything or seeing different viewpoints. And so this is also a great crystal with its indigo and its violet pieces in it of helping us to open up our intuition, open up our third eye chakra, and receive that guidance from spirit as well. In fact, working with Peacock Ore on a regular basis or regular meditation with this crystal will really help you to understand the divine perfection of this universe, to appreciate the beauty of which life is unfolding, and to see the dance and the harmonious actions as they unfold, to realize that everything is happening for a reason, and to appreciate that and dance with the flow of the universe rather than against it as well. So if you want to open your mind to the beauty of the universe, or just open your mind a little bit more, Peacock Ore is a must. One thing that the peacock is renowned for is showmanship, and you must remember that all peacocks are male. It's the kind of plain looking peahen that is the female of the species. But this is also a stone that's going to really help you with your expression as well. It's going to help to boost your self-esteem. Remember, it's a stone of positivity and optimism, so feeling good about yourself and then feeling bold about showing off who you actually are as well. If you're a creative, a writer, or any type of artist, this is going to be a great companion stone for helping you to step up. But for all of us, we need to make a good first impression occasionally. Maybe at a job interview, maybe you're going to a party where you don't know people, maybe it's a first date or you're seeing someone who you want to impress. Keeping a piece of this in your pocket or even wearing it on your chest will really help you, like the peacock, to put your best foot forward, to show yourself off, as we sometimes call it, to go peacocking and kind of making sure that you do stand out in a crowd. Anywhere where maybe you were competing for attention, Peacock Ore is going to be absolutely supportive in making sure that you have that upper edge to make sure that everyone is noticing you, even though there are other people around. As you've heard me say before, anything that has a shimmer has a reflective surface, will work protectively, bouncing unwanted energies away from you. And this is no exception, a really great one for helping to protect you from negative energies. Remember how I mentioned those many eyes on the tails of the peacock before? Well, those eyes don't just see everything in a way of helping with intuition, but they see all aspects of danger as well. And working with peacock energy as well as peacock ore can allow you to be aware of different threats and things that could go wrong and kind of see them before they go wrong, to have that kind of be one step ahead of the rest. It's also a really great one for helping to clear out negative energy and stagnant energy. If you're a healer and you're doing any type of energy work, things like reiki or even shiatsu, and you find that you're working with people where you need to clear energy blockages, placing a bit of peacock ore on that area can be really beneficial and help you out as well. Now, as you get rid of that unwanted energy, you can start to bring some really beautiful energy in. Try placing a piece of peacock ore on the fireplace in the home, and that is a reputation or a place that's been used in the past for helping to bring blessings into the home and bring positive energy into the space. It's not just for protecting you though. Being associated with peacocks and different wildfowl, it's great for protecting them as well. If you tend to keep, or if you do keep any of these as pets, placing this around their enclosure can help to protect them. Or if there's any exotic birds that you have as well, it can be just as effective for them. As well as that, if you want to do any work protecting any endangered exotic birds or beautiful birds, peacock ore is going to be a really great amulet for that. Either using it in the grid, using it in meditation and sending protective energy to that region, or if you are actually in that region, charging these crystals to be protective of that species and actually burying it around their habitat can be beneficial as well. I want to dive into a bit of astrology for a moment. When you think about all the major planets, how many female archetypes are represented there? Well, there's Venus, and then we've got the moon. So there's only two, and they basically represent the mother and the lover, which kind of suggests that that's all women are really great for. Now, I know that comment's going to get me into trouble. I don't believe it, and I know you don't believe that either. Women and female archetypes are as a full range, and as astrology has evolved, we have found and we've allocated more feminine archetypes into our astrology. Some of these are the major asteroids in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Now, although they're not independent and have their own space, they are quite close to us and have quite a powerful impact when they go into retrograde motion or where they are in our birth chart. One of those four big ones, along with Vesta, Pallas Athena, and Ceres, is Juno, which is Jupiter's wife. And Juno is associated with our loyalty and our commitment, especially to our relationships and our romantic relationships as well. One animal that is very sacred to her is the peacock. Now, if you look through the mythology of Juno, you'll actually notice that whereas she's married to Jupiter, and let's say, well, Jupiter or Zeus has a lot of love to give and is always out cheating on her, she honors that marital agreement and never cheats on him. But she doesn't sit there feeling sorry for herself and, oh, poor me. Anyone who does not honor the vow of marriage, she punishes. And anyone who ends up having a relationship or a little fling with Zeus or Jupiter ends up paying the price for it. The peacock is very much about not worrying about what other people are doing and just being proud of who we are and honoring who we are. And Juno in our astrology teaches us that as well. When we find that Juno goes into retrograde each year, the asteroid, that can be a time when our morality and our commitment to things that are important to us can be tested. And finding where Juno is in your birth chart can really help you to understand this aspect of yourself a little bit more. When you want to work with this energy, we can work with peacock wisdom, but we can also work with peacock ore. And it's a really, really beautiful stone to bring in when Juno goes into retrograde. And you will find that those commitments, especially if you're married or in a serious relationship, are really challenged in one way or another. It helps you to see what's actually happening, to make true judgments, and to be empowered, positive, and to never have to take a back seat to anyone whatsoever. All the things we've been talking about in this peacock ore. So if you are interested in reading about Juno or getting into Juno retrograde, I always talk about it in my social media when it happens each year, but peacock ore is going to be a great asset for you to bring out the best during those times, or to bring out the best in your Juno sign in your birth chart. When it comes to cleansing this crystal, normally I have a strong opinion on which element is best. I was kind of a little bit undecided, but I've really kind of settled with the element of air. So putting Peacock Air out when there's a wind blowing is a really great way to bring back its optimism, its joyousness, and all its powers that it can bestow upon you. Now, we can also work with different gifts of nature to bring the best out of Peacock Ore. The essential oil that works really well with Peacock Ore is Blue Lotus. This is also associated with Juno. It's very protective. It's very much about opening ourselves up to greater understanding about the universe, and their energies are very, very in sync with each other. The animal, well, that's going to be the No, it is the peacock, obviously. And so what you can do is you can hold Peacock Ore, you can have some Blue Lotus essential oil, and you can also ask the peacock to offer you guidance. One thing you may want to do is even visualize yourself having a peacock tail, and that can allow you to see any danger, to open up your intuition and see other perspectives, and also allow you to stand out in the crowd when that is needed as well. Peacock can also help to guide you on different aspects of life on how best to approach different situations, and whether this is the time to stand back and observe or to actually get out there and do some peacocking yourself. Astrologically, as I mentioned before, Juno would be associated with Peacock Ore, and as Juno is married to Jupiter, they both rule Thursday. So Thursday is going to be your power day to work with Peacock Ore. Now, this is such a bright and sparkling stone, and I'd love to know, have you got a piece in your collection? And what have you noticed as you've been working with it as well? Please share with our crystal loving community and pop some comments down below so we can all learn from each other's experiences. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm Adam Barralet. Blessed be.